to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Are your feet just killing you and you feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown's Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q in Lincoln. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do, too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
Saturday, game day, boom. Oh my goodness, good heavens. Lincoln, Nebraska, you are gorgeous. Gorgeous today you are. The weather is spectacular. You are dressed in all the colors. You've shown up and showed out, and I'm looking forward to a full, long day. This is, this is going to be about 15 hours worth today. We plan on being here in postgame for as long as y'all are willing to hang out with us. Postgame, it is a full day's schedule, and the lineup is plentiful. So what I would say to you is if you're headed down to downtown, you headed near Memorial Stadium, and most of you are, stop on through. Stop on through. 11th and O, come by the Ticket, the Mill, get yourself a beverage, warm or hot, whatever you so desire. And then come say hello. We will be in a pregame mode. The first hour of the pregame, beginning at 3 o'clock, we'll be broadcasting from the Kindler right down the road, literally right down the road. So it's not out of the way. You can park in the near vicinity of the station and then head on down to Kindler, and then 1 block away from Memorial Stadium. So that's simple. And then the lead up, 4 to 6 o'clock, we'll be here live at the station. And you are invited to stop by, fist bump, shake hands, take pictures, get things signed, autographed, whatever you want to, whatever you feel like doing on a game day. Maybe bring a shirt for guys to sign. You can do that as well. The Starter Heyman text line is 402-464-5685. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, go ahead and reach out. Hit me with a WhatsApp, and we'll include you in. And then you can follow on all the live video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo Channel 961. For you cable folks, you should have us up in your dens and probably in your living rooms, in your offices if you're getting some work done before you get into your game day. Yeah, Allo Channel 961 should be on your TV. It should be on your TV. Yeah, matter of fact, that should be all the time, quite frankly. Being that we're 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Hopefully you've downloaded the Ticket app. If you have not, take a moment. We'll pause while you find the Ticket app. Download it, and then as you sit and just idle, all of the Ticket social media, you need to go follow. Find 93.7 FM, the Ticket FM, and follow. There are some missions in play, and we have some numbers that we're trying to get to, and you're there. So we appreciate that. Lots to talk about in the course of this hour. Dr. Lawrence Chatters will follow and take you all the way up until 2 o'clock, and then I'll come back. We'll one-on-one this thing in the lead up, all the way up to that whole pregame thing that we're going to do. We're going to do that. It's going to be some special times because we're expecting some visitors at some point between 1 and 3. This is a recruiting weekend for Nebraska athletics, and they use it in high form and fashion. And little birdies start to chirp, and you get notifications, and then you're asked to do a thing, and you find out that, hey, there may be some of these top recruits stopping by 93.7 The Ticket. So I need to be on my game just in case they do, so that we can hype them up and give them all the flowers that we can possibly give them for good old Nebraska U. And that's kind of the plan in this thing, that student athletes and coaches. I know Peter Cobelt is bringing. He's got some of his top recruits in town. I know that the other programs have some folks, and there's some football folks in town. As a matter of fact, I talked to a couple of them this morning to find out what are their thoughts. Everybody, rule of the game in recruiting, everybody in the town that they're in, that is the top town until they leave. So we kind of understand that the sales pitch has to happen, but often you will get little nuggets where there's a little bit more detail in the numbers, and the data will tell you whether, hey, this is likely or not. One, it's are we casting a wide net over in a small pond, or are you shopping in the sea? And it depends on what you hear and who you hear it from. So you will see athletes around town. You will see them at the game as well. I'll probably get to Memorial 2 hours before kickoff, meander about on the field and see if I can find some things for to report back to y'all. But we'll do that. And then we're in the part of the day where the early games start to kick off, and then we start to pay attention to, I'm always fascinated by the games that are being played and then what it costs to go to those games. Because it tells you that in that space, how big that game is. Not to the rest of the country, but in that space. Like, if you really want to know, in a case, we'll use Nebraska as the example so you get some idea about what we're talking about, that how important Nebraska is and this particular game today. Now, it's Akron, and no slight to the Zips. Sorry. Matter of fact, went to a Zips game or two in my day. Back in the Jerry Faust days, I have mad respect. Great high school programs in the surrounding areas. It makes all the sense in the world. I am not one who's going to lower the value of Akron football. I know better. But in this space, it also tells you what the host team thinks or what the fans think of Akron. And just in setting the baseline, so that we have this discussion, we'll set the baseline that the cheapest ticket, the get-in ticket for Akron versus Nebraska today is $39. $39. Now, I will neither say that is exceptional or not exceptional. It just is. $39. Nebraska football. For all the Husker fans who never get a chance to go see a Husker game, this would tell me, okay, there's a way for you to go and see Nebraska football. No, it's not the Big Ten. No, it's not Michigan, because the numbers for Michigan are slightly different. And we'll get into that as well. The cheapest ticket for Michigan, last check, was $199. So there's that. Couple of reasons for that. One, local interest in what the local fans think of the opponent and the time, what other events are going on in the town. But we miss the fact that the opposing team, the visiting team's alumni base matters. It matters. Some tickets are held aside for your opponent. And if they're given out or sold, great. But then you have to redistribute the ones that aren't there, because you don't want a big block of your stadium sitting empty because you held, an extra 4,000 tickets for Akron that they didn't buy. And the alumni bases travel differently. So that whatever the allotment is for Nebraska on the road, that number gets met generally. That number generally gets sold. Matter of fact, it gets sold and then probably resold at a higher value at a later moment. But okay. The same thing applies for Akron. Are they going to travel? Are the alumni going to travel? No. Alumni are interesting creatures because some will travel because it's simply their school. It's just their school and it's football and they will go and they don't care. And then there are those that will travel based on the experience of the place that they're traveling. Do I want to go to Nebraska? Is it easy to get to Nebraska? Will I be well received at Nebraska? All of those things. Will there be other things to do? Now, case specific. Talked to folks yesterday afternoon who were in town for Akron, or they were in town for Wright State and Cal volleyball. And they said, well, a big part of making the decision was that not only do they get to see football, but they could see volleyball. Not only could they see volleyball, is that they could see soccer. And so they made that decision that it made sense to make the trip. Now, a lot of them had to figure out is it possible to fly into Lincoln? Do we go to Omaha? Is that convenient or inconvenient enough? Those are all the things that are in play. Same thing's in play for next week because, I don't know, it's an early game against Houston Christian. And I don't know what the alumni base for Houston Christian, I don't know how they get down. I can't possibly imagine that there's 10,000 Houston Christian alumni just lining up to come to Lincoln, Nebraska to watch the Houston Christian Tigers, maybe? Don't know why I know that. Don't know why I think that's it. I'm just going to go on the line. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But then the other side of it is, how many of them are going to come to Lincoln? There are no direct flights from Houston to Lincoln. So there's also that.
It's the Houston Christian Huskies.
Huskies. I did know that. Shame on me. I did know that. I literally had this conversation with Harrison a week ago. So shame on me for disrespecting the mighty, mighty Huskies of Houston Christian. And that is how they're identified, the mighty, mighty Huskies of Houston Christian. So I don't really know how this is. But as you go through today's games around college football, some of the numbers are fascinating to me. Ellie, I'm going to bring you into this because I need for your opinion just as a fan.
Let's do it.
So if we said that Florida International was traveling to Beaver Stadium to face the number 2 Penn State Nittany Lions, how much would you pay? In your mind, if you were just in town, how much would you pay for a ticket?
If I'm in town, I'd say, and it's just one of the games, but it's Penn State. It's a little bit different than other teams. I'd pay maybe $40.
You could get into today's game for $8.
Are you what?
Penn State.
It's $39 to get into ours. It's $8 there.
We are not buying all the tickets for Penn State. That's we are. Y'all are chanting we are. You can't chant we are if you have $8 seats available to watch your number 2 football team. And you're number 2, mind you. You're number 2. You're number 2. But an $8 ticket is number 2. I'm just going to say that is crazy talk. Austin, Texas. Downtown Austin is its own world. It's its own vibe. People go to Austin, Texas when there's nothing going on because it's one of the best places to go when there's nothing going on. Ellie, it is the San Jose State Spartans traveling to Austin, Texas. It's an early game. They're just kicking off. Day game in Austin, Texas after a night in Austin, Texas, and a Saturday night for you to hang out in Austin, Texas. What would you pay to get in to see the Longhorns?
I highballed the first one and it was $8, so I'm nervous. Let's do.
There's no right or wrong.
$20.
You for $21 you can see the Longhorns.
Yes.
You can see the Longhorns. You can sit in Darrell Royal Stadium in Austin, Texas, and get this done. Now, again, we use Nebraska as the baseline, And to say that, okay, even with a less than marquee opponent, Husker fans are still going to have to pay $40 to get in. But I don't think that's a terrible number at all, quite frankly.
Especially with all the new things that they've added to the stadium.
You know,
it's not just the game, it's the experience.
Oh, I'm just going to walk around the stadium today just to see people have difficulty with all the new stuff. Oh, I'm people watching, just watching.
It's my favorite thing to do.
Oh, just to watch them try to go through the self-checkout. Listen, and then the people behind the people who trying to get the checkout, people who know how to get through self-checkout, and the people who don't. And I'm just letting you know, this is Nebraska. And I've had people call me to ask me how to download the ticket app. I'm just letting you know it's gonna be interesting. If we jumped across the state line and traveled to Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa, okay? It is a rivalry game. It is Iowa versus number 16 Iowa State. Ellie, what do you think a rivalry game in Ames, Iowa would cost you? Bare minimum.
$100.
You could get into that game for $140.
So close.
$140 in a rivalry game. Iowa, what are y'all even doing?
Yeah.
That's not a lot. That's not a number. That's stunning to me. That really is. It's stunning to me. But again, it's things that we want to know. You can go to watch Texas. We'll do the ranked teams. SMU and Baylor. That's a really good game. $36. I'm stunned. Florida State pulled off the win of the weekend. They're going to bring in East Texas A&M. Hey, folks, East Texas A&M has a football team. I know it was named something else before, but I can legitimately say I've never talked about East Texas A&M football on radio ever. So whoever they used to be, bravo, they're traveling to Tallahassee, Florida to get their heads kicked in by the Seminoles. And you can see that game if you're local for $14. $14. I can tell you those were numbers in 1978, let alone 2025. So, hey, man, y'all are back in the big time. It's time to act like it. The biggest tickets of the day. I'm stunned. You can go see number 4 Georgia for $30. You can go and see number 1 Ohio State, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And shout out to our boy. Our boy is in Columbus, Ohio today. Mickey Joseph and the Grambling Tigers are traveling to Columbus, Ohio to get a paycheck. It is a paycheck. And let me tell you, I'm not sure who won in this thing. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. I don't know what the results are going to be. But let me tell you, you can go to Columbus, you can go to the Horseshoe, and you can see Grambling on Ohio State for $25. You can go see the number 1 team in the country. You can go see Oregon, the Ducks. You can go to Outson Stadium in Eugene. They're facing Oklahoma State, who travels a bit. They've got some fans. You can go to see Oregon, $25. I'm stunned. Clemson, just listen. You packed the stadium. Your tickets were $338 a piece for LSU last week. Today, Troy travels into Clemson. You will touch the rock and run down the hill, and you can see it all for $10. $10.
That's a big drop.
$10. I hope you got your LSU money. $10. Ole Miss, Kentucky. Again, Kroger Field Kentucky is a basketball school. And as of last week, they are a volleyball school.
Yep.
Right? Shout out to Kentucky for the Wildcats knocking off Penn State last night. Sorry, Penn State. Coach Carly, I'm sorry.
They're having ups and downs.
I dig her. She came in, hung out at the mill, took a picture. Like, I'm cool with that. But you had to take that loss. That's kind of what it was. You could see Ole Miss and Kentucky. And Ole Miss travels. $40. Go to Lexington, Kentucky to do this. Maybe one of the underrated game day experiences. It is number 2 or 3 on my list of game day college football game day experiences. And it's case specific because the number one college game day experience where you don't have to be a part of the experience to be captured by the experience. Number one, and I waver on this from time to time, but if I could pick one stadium and one town to go to, it would be LSU at night.
That would be epic.
Baton Rouge at night. If it's an SEC game, bravo. Go and get your Mike the Tiger on. Baton Rouge will feed you like nobody's business. People will hand you beverages walking down the street. It is an exceptional thing. Number two is Army Navy. It's Army Navy because of the pageantry and the tradition. It's only number two because it's always freezing cold. It is ridiculously, copiously cold. It is painful and is uncomfortable. Becky and I have done both of these events, and I can tell you, she would absolutely say LSU over Army Navy, but she's a Navy brat, so her dad was a season ticket holder in Annapolis. As a matter of fact, he used to take me to games with all his Navy officer buddies, and that's a whole different world. First of all, whole different world. They have different conversations during football games. So
you know some stuff.
Yeah, you know some stuff, but you know that you would never share that stuff because everybody you watch the game with could have you killed and get away with it. Every single one.
The secret society.
Every single one. Handshakes, nods, winks, gestures. Like there were conversations going on around me. Man, they might as well have been talking Latin. Yeah. Like it just wasn't going to happen for me. But
you smile and nod.
Yeah. That's two. Depending on the game that they're playing, the opponent they're playing, South Bend, Indiana, and Notre Dame, going to see Touchdown Jesus is, in fact, a religious experience. It is a small college town that becomes this epic mega center for humanity, and it's really cool. If I had to go forward, then I have to go to Kyle Field in College Station, Texas. The pageantry, revelry, the yell practice the night before.
Terrell was talking. I just found the yell practice. He was talking about that yesterday.
Well, he asked me if I knew about it. I was like, bro, I was the host for it.
Yeah.
Well, so in my DC sports bar days, DC is a very transient town. Nobody is really from there. Especially when you talk about Capitol Hill, because all the political people come to DC and they move there, they become there. But back, 30, 40, 35 years ago, back before DirecTV and that sort of satellite TV, you had the big dish. You had the big, and my bar was one of the places that we had several dishes and several receivers. So people who wanted to see their college alumni team play, they would get together at my bar. So on any given Saturday, I would have 12 different alumni groups. The biggest of them, and it's not even close, was Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And Texas A&M would bring 400 Aggies to my bar every Saturday to watch the Aggies on the dish. And then because of that, you learn all the yells, you learn all the traditions. Frito pie was my introduction to Frito pie, and I don't mean walking taco because walking taco is offensive to Texas A&M Frito pie people.
Okay.
Listen, they will kick you in the shin. And if you call them alumni, they will kick you in the shin. They're former students. The former students of Texas A&M. Yep, it's not the same. They will tell you that their band hasn't lost a competition in 170 years. They mean that. But back in the day, they always play Texas on Thanksgiving Day. And midnight, the night before the game, they had this bonfire. And we would satellite stream in. They would send us the link so we could put it on the TVs in the bar. And at 12 midnight, there would be 400 or 500 former students in the bar eating Frito pie and drinking way too many shots of tequila to watch the bonfire and yell with the students. And It happened all the way up until they had the bonfire fire.
Yeah.
Which
Rudy was the person that showed me that.
Yeah, they had the fire, and that was it for us. But every summer, every spring, so the coach then was R.C. Slocum, who was legendary Texas football coach. Slocum would come because, again, the people who were coming to the bar were senators, congressmen. These are the bigwigs in the state of Texas. And so we would fly him in literally to come to the bar every year to meet and shake hands with and do yells with the former students. And so Farley brings it up. He goes, "You ever heard about this?" I was like, "Bruh, I still know the yells.
Yeah.
I still know them." And when we moved to Houston, I said, "Well, I kind of belong here because I do already know the yells." They were like, "No, you don't." I'm like, "I know the yells." And then when we had the power outage here, there's a woman who lives in the building whose son is in the Nebraska band. But I see her. She got a big, huge, like shaggy DA dog. But I see her. It's the first time I really talked to her because when the power went out in the building, we were sitting outside waiting for LES to kind of tell us what was going on. She then explains that her family is a Texas A&M family. Their son, her brother was in the band at Texas A&M. Her son's in the band here at Nebraska. And she's telling the story, and I'm just like, oh, and I'm going toe to toe with her about yell practice. She's like, "You really know this?" I know. So I'm doing the Texas yell.
Yeah.
And then it finds out that she spends part of her time in DC. As a matter of fact, she is from a small town in Maryland outside of DC. And she's like, "No, you're not going to know where this is." I'm like, "Yeah, well." And she goes, "Oh, Great Lakes." I was like, "Lexington Park, Maryland." I'm like, she goes, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "My daughter lives in Lexington Park, Maryland." She goes, "No." I said, Great Mills High School." She goes, "Oh my God, my sons went to Great Mills." I was like, "Yep, it's the thing." She asked the community that they lived in. I said, "Well, actually, it's California." She goes, "Oh my God, wow."
Yeah, that's what Rebecca said
Wildwood.
today.
She goes, "Wildwood?" Yep. So I called my daughter. I'm like, "Tell this lady where you live." And she's described
Had to prove.
literally right across the street. Literally right across the street. So
oh my God.
the universe is interesting and small and crazy and all of that. We'll throw the break. More one-on-one leading you up to game day here on The Ticket.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Sometimes it's hard to know if substance use is becoming a problem, especially when it becomes part of daily life or social routines. Take the free assessment, Is Your Substance Use Harmful?, at myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can understand your risk. You can take the assessment anonymously. In just minutes, you'll get practical, non-judgmental guidance and resources to support your health and well-being. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. I'm here to tell you about our custom shirt program. When you come into the store, we measure your chest, mid-waist, and sleeve length. Enter the measurements in an app, and we create your data fit size. You then try on one of our 99 data fit shirts for the proper fit. After that, pick out the fabric, collar, cuff, placket, and in roughly 2 weeks, your shirts are delivered at the same cost of buying off the rack. And by the way, the neck fits too. Gary Michaels Custom Shirts at 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. You're right. Gino says props to Penn State setter for taking care of herself as well. I don't know if you saw this, but she left the team so she could take care of her mental health yesterday. Yeah, it's the story. So the coach in me often screams from the rooftop that we have to be very specific. The rules of engagement should be this, and it's pretty simple. Never choose the game over the person, not the player, not the athlete, never choose the game that you're coaching or the game that is a focus over the person. If a player is struggling in the game, choose the player. Choose the player. The game is just the vehicle. And too many times, and this is why I've told people on this text line that I will shut them down on the text line if they're being that abusive, shouting from the car person, because that's not what it's for. The text line gives you the ability to communicate, state your case, state your opinion, what you're feeling, what you're doing, greatly appreciate it. But on social media, there's no such boundary. And the athletes have started to organize and unite and say, hey, listen, quite frankly, we don't want to go through this stuff. It's not a part. Listen, before they got paid, this was going on. Now that they're paid, people feel like, you know what, somehow because you're getting paid, I get to scream at you from whatever I want to scream. And I just often say, first of all, these are student athletes who represent the university. In most cases, the person screaming at them doesn't even know them. You've never met them. You never met them. So there's a thing. Well, and then the pressure of being the pressure of being a college student today is immense. The pressure of just representing your family, trying to find yourself, falling in line, kind of ranking yourself and rating yourself, right? The best college student experience in college is where you're really focused on yourself rather than comparing yourself to your roommate and the people in your major and all the, what am I going to do when I graduate? Do I have to be in the top percentage of my class? All those things. But that's what greatness is, and that's how life is formulated, that ultimately the weeding process happens, and then your ability to handle it. Then elevate that by being at an elite academic program where there's additional stress, additional pressures in a major that is of additional pressure and stress. Then add to that being in the program that is the reigning defending national champion, and being a freshman in that space, and coming from being wherever you have been the best at everything, everywhere that you've ever done. And then you're put into a pool which is so shallow and so deep at the very same time. There's only 15 of the best volleyball players in the country in your space that's going to measure you every day. By the way, as a freshman, you're still trying to figure out where everything is on campus, how to deal with all the boundaries, all of the compliance that has to be met, all of the competition that has to happen, and then try to figure out that, remember, the student part of student athlete comes first. So when you do that, I still say it's the human in front of the student, in front of the athlete, that has to come first. And sometimes the water's just too deep. And that's not finger pointing saying you're weak, you're soft. No, you're human. You're human. You're just trying to find your way. You're just trying to get things to make sense. You're just trying to get things to line up for you in a way that you can continually do this. And it's a moment that happens in games. And I had a rule as a coach that whenever we got together, and that get-together moment happens in every sport, and it's important. The get-together moment in football, it's a huddle. In baseball, it's in the dugout or at the mound or whatever way you want to do it. Basketball, it's a timeout. You meet in the middle. This is why some teams get together when there's a foul. They get together because it's a chance for them to reset and redirect the GPS and to say, quite frankly, here, let's get back to the mission. Amongst the chaos, let's get back to the mission. Let's remember why we're here. Remember who we are. Remember what we're doing. And the hardest thing in college athletics is being a freshman. It's just the hardest thing. I can tell you, my freshman year, the number of times I wanted to just leave and go home. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. This isn't fun. I'm not enjoying it. And then at some moment, a coach whispers to you the thing that helps get you right. Or a teammate whispers to you, or a teacher, a counselor. Somebody finds the way. And for me, it was actually my high school coach who recognized that I went from competing for the Virginia 6A state title and all the stress that went with that, and being in an institute that was in America's top 100 schools, public schools in the country. So the academic frustration was heavy. Like, it was super competitive. I had classmates and teammates who were going to Ivy League schools. I wasn't, and I had All-Americans on my football team, and you just go, what are we doing? We had 5th round draft picks in the major league draft that year. Like, oh, no pressure. Like, I can't measure that. Oh, and by the way, I am the younger brother. I am the junior of an Olympic athlete who was an academic All-American. No pressure. Hey, bruh, be like your brother. No, because nobody's like my brother. But then you recognize, okay, I'm supposed to struggle. The grind success is based on your ability to get through friction, get past friction, and to use that friction to propel you forward and up. That's literally what every great person, every great athlete has gone through. So much more stress and pressure than the student. The student has his own mountain and valley and deep sea of stress and duress and lessons that they have to learn. But they are minor compared to the student athlete doing the same thing the student is doing with all of the pressures and stresses of the sport, and then, oh, it's Penn State volleyball. Oh, it's the national champion. Oh, you're in the Big Ten. Oh, you're watching people around you have success. Oh, there's a national championship wrestling team here that carries it. Oh, Penn State football, we are, and we have to, and you have to as well. We are, so you better be. And you better be now. Like, you better be at age 18. You're supposed to be fully formed, grown up, have all the answers, be responsible, be in the right place and right space all the time. Don't be under influence, but be influential. It's all the contrast and conflict that happens in space. And quite frankly, it's the job of the adults in the room to just pay attention and try to identify, remove as much of the friction as possible, give direction for when that friction happens, and then just simply say, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not have the answers at 18. Matter of fact, coaches at 38, 48, 58, 68 don't have all the answers. Hate to tell you, no, you don't. And all the people who are criticizing student athletes, guess what? They would trade their souls to be them. That's the whole point behind it. And you need to stop putting your burdens on these student athletes. You need to stop putting your bad day and your bad life choices and your lack of athletic awareness and your inability to be a Division I athlete, and stop putting them on these kids. Stop doing it. It is not good for you. It is not good for them. And it is not a good statement about us. And the beauty of this station is that I get to mentor and whisper to these student athletes to give them another person that's rooting for them. Period. They know I don't want nothing from them. I don't need nothing from them. You come in here, tell people, you know what? Sit in this chair, turn the microphone on, and let your hometown folks know you're okay. Let your parents see you, and they'll know each week. You know what? I find out things every week about my son or my daughter that I didn't know. That's a great vehicle for it. Excellent. You know what? Come in here. You've got Husker Bucks. You've got training table. You don't need food, but guess what? When you come here, there has not been a student athlete who walked in this building who didn't go back to that kitchen and enjoy some of that food. It's just good. It's just necessary. It's just necessary. We went through the whole wrestling thing last season, and I have to be clear in that I can't imagine the wrestlers going through their season anyway. But to find out what they have to go through just to be in the program? Wait a minute. You go to class hungry every day. After having the most strenuous, we don't know anybody who has a more strenuous workout than the wrestlers every day. And we don't know anybody whose self-esteem, value system, measuring stick isn't every calorie that they consume all day, every day, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Oh my goodness. And then, you're going to go to Nebraska where everything matters more. There's no place like Nebraska. So yeah, here we go. And then you're going to walk into the room, and there on the wall is the GOAT. The GOAT. The GOAT. Jordan Burroughs there on the wall, and he's the best to ever do it, and he wore the N. And guess what? You should aspire to be that. Now, you can't be that. There's no way you can be that, but it's what you should aspire to. And there are people that'll tell you, why aren't you Jordan Burrow? Because you're not either. That's why nobody's Jordan Burrow, but we're going to try to emulate him. We're going to simulate him as best we can. And then you watch them. And people all year long last year told them, oh my God, you lost to Northern Iowa. You guys are terrible. You should fire Mark Manning. Mark Manning is this thing is bypassed him. This thing is passed him by. They said this in week 3. You got the wrong people at the wrong weight, and you're doing all this thing. And I'm sitting here looking at them going, yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong. You don't. Why are you being that way? Like, who hurt you? You don't see how hard they're working and how many good things are happening and the relationships that are being built and the growth that's happening in the space, and watching these young people lean on each other for the good. They're not leaning on each other for vices. They're leaning on each other to stay away from vices. They're leaning on each other to support each other. Like, they know they're stronger together, and they lean on each other and they push each other. And I'm watching week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. I go to Vegas and I watch them. I'm like, there's something different about this group. I'm going to keep saying it. You know, people, DP, you are wrong. You are wrong. Listen, We are never going to be on that level. It's just too difficult. It's the Big Ten. We lost to Northern Iowa. This team is overrated. It's all the things in place. Go to Big Ten tournament. And I said, you know what? Something magical is going to happen. I just see it. These guys have worked too hard and made too many good decisions and done too many good things. And you watch them, and they finish second. And crickets. Because the people who hated on had to swallow, they'd eat crow a little bit. But, okay, you're still second. You're not Penn State, and you're going to go to nationals, and you're going to crap the bed because that's what Nebraska always does. Okay, fine. We hear you. The other half is we want to believe in you, but we're not sure. I choose to go to nationals, one, mainly because the wrestlers asked me to. They're like, DP, you should be there. You need to be there. Mark Manning, you need to be there. Coach Snyder, Tavel, Greeny, they all, DP, these guys love you. Please show up. And I'm telling you, to watch the thing happen in real time, that's why we get into sports. To take a moment that should not have happened by every metric, it's never happened, and to watch them go through the tournament and you see it building, and Nebraska goes on a roll. I think they win 19 straight matches at the Nationals. You start to see the brackets start to form, and you start looking at down the road. It's like, oh my goodness. And to watch Antrell, Ridge, and Brock, the day that they qualified for the final is one of my favorite days in sports. It's one of my favorite moments as a mentor, just to watch them and just be able to applaud them, because I know what they went through. I know the stresses. I know how many people told Ridge Lovett he was an idiot for his decision his junior year, asking him why he returned. Why are you wrestling at the weight? Brock Hardy, I know you say wrestling is fun, but it doesn't seem fun. Antrell Taylor, there's no way the black kid from Omaha is going to have the kind of year that it's there. And those are things that was shared with me. I saw what fans said to them. Fans, people who were Nebraska said, but okay. And to watch Ridge Lovett raise his hand, validated for him all the sacrifices, all the things that he gave away, all the suffering. But to watch Brock Hardy celebrate with him, and then to watch Brock and Ridge watch Antrell win a title was incredible. It was just incredible. That's who we should be. We need to be supportive for the people who give us pride to make the community better and otherwise. Shout out to that young lady for making decisions to take care of herself. Gino, thank you for bringing that up, because it is important as we sit in a game day on Saturday in Nebraska. No matter what happens at that station, at that stadium today, support those young people. Do that simply because. We'll be right back.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, I'm Eli Barnes, Assistant Vice President at Midwest Bank at the 70th and Pioneers and 27th Jamie Lane locations. I love working with families and small businesses right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Banking shouldn't be complicated, and that's why we make it personal. Whether it's opening your child's first account or securing a loan for your next big step, I'm here to help. Stop in today and say hello. I'd love to meet you. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor. We want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is 11:54 on game day Saturday in Lincoln, Nebraska. We will take you through all the way up to 6 o'clock. We will send it to Ann Arbor for, well, actually, they're in Norman. We'll send you to Norman for Michigan and Oklahoma at 6 o'clock pregame, 6:30. So while the Huskers are playing, you're not going to miss anything here on the ticket. You can have some football to watch if that is so your choice. And then come back to us the moment final gunshot closes the game, and come back here and get the post game. So Jay Foreman, Nick Sander will be here. And then Austin Orman and I will close out the night for you as well. Some of the scoreboard stuff as we're scoreboard watching in Raleigh, North Carolina, it's Virginia and NC State tied at 14. Penn State gets the early touchdown over Florida International. They lead 7-0. But, they're in the second quarter, and they've been held to one score. Texas bouncing back. They're up 14-0 over San Jose State at the end of one. Illinois and Durham taking on the Duke Blue Devils. They lead 7-3. Florida State putting it on East Texas A&M 28-0 as they start the second period. Iowa State leads Iowa 6-0 going into the second period. SMU at 10-7 over Baylor down in Dallas. Indiana, the Hoosiers up 14-0 at halftime against Kennesaw State. I'm slightly surprised about the proximity of that. Texas Tech 24-0 over Kent State. Minnesota, the Golden Gophers are all over Northwestern State. They lead 35-0 as they start the second period. Pitt leads Central Michigan 7-3. Syracuse behind it versus UConn. Jacksonville State and Liberty. Texas A&M and Utah State just getting started. Shout out to my boy Scott Gerard, who's calling that game in College Station for the Utah State Aggies. Attaboy, Scotty. Well done, kind sir. Scott Gerard used to be my intern in Salt Lake City, and now he's the director of communications for Utah State Athletics, and he does Utah State football and basketball, and shout out to him. So bravo to that. It's going to be a full day. Again, stay tuned with us throughout the course of the day. We'll take you all the way up. Hang with us. Just lock us in. Put us either on your phone or on your device. Put us on your TV. But we will carry you through all the way up until kickoff. Akron versus Nebraska. That's it for me for this hour. Don't go anywhere. More Ticket Weekend. Saturday is a happening here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Load up on meat and more this fall at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through September 9th are 15% off produce, $1 off all drinks, and 8-ounce grass-fed, grass-finished flat